The last section of redesign changes are discussion features that can be either enabled or disabled by instructors. The options must be enabled by the instructor in order to be visible and usable by students within the discussion. The first two options that could be enabled or disabled for students are the ability to edit and delete their own replies and the ability to report replies. You can find these settings in the same place by going to the discussions page, clicking on the gear or the settings menu, and under student settings, making sure that edit and delete their own replies and report replies are checked. If you wish to disable these features, you would want to uncheck them. And click Save Settings and go back to your discussion board. With the ability to edit replies, students can make changes to their post by going to their response settings menu and clicking Edit with the pencil icon. A student can then make any change that they wish within their rich content editor, save, and after a student edits their post, a new label will appear marking the post as edited and listing the most recent date and time that the post was edited. A view history link has also been added to the redesign, which, if selected, allows both the post author as well as any instructor to see each iteration of the post, as well as the date and time of each iteration. You can close out of this menu by pressing close or the X on the top right. When the report feature is enabled, students will be able to report any content that they may deem inappropriate or harmful. By opening the response setting menu of a post and selecting report, the student will be prompted to select a reason why they are reporting the content. Once submitted, the action cannot be undone and a report will be sent to the instructor. Once a student has reported a response, the report feature will be grayed out for that student, but will remain available for other students to report that same post. The next feature can be enabled by the instructor by opening the discussion setting menu, which is this kebab menu here, and selecting Edit with the pencil icon. When you scroll down past the instruction box and go to the options menu, a returning feature from classic discussions that I would like to highlight can be found. The Allow Liking option enables a social media type like button, which appears as a thumbs up icon in the reply section. By default, this is enabled for the entire class, but you can also select only graders can like, which will only allow people who are able to grade the chance to like the post, which is a great way to acknowledge to students that you have read their post instead of just submitting a grade. I saved the final feature for last, as the method of enabling this feature isn't quite as streamlined as the others. If you look at this setting page, you'll notice the new Anonymous Discussions feature. This is exactly what it sounds like, as it allows the instructor to create an anonymous discussion for students to participate in. There are 3 different settings: off, which is a traditional discussion with every student's identity visible; partial, which gives student the option to be anonymous or identified; or full, which makes all students anonymous within the board. You will notice that you are unable to change the settings of your discussions at the moment, and that is because you cannot change the anonymous settings of a discussion after it's been created. This means that at the time of this recording, the only way to create a full or partial anonymous discussion board is by going to the discussions page and selecting the red button that allows you to create a brand new discussion. When you scroll down on this page, you will notice that the options will be available for you to select now. This will not be available when you create a discussion from the modules page. You must be in the discussions page to create a new anonymous discussion. The partially anonymous discussion will give students a disclaimer telling them that they have the option to show their name or remain anonymous. When you scroll down to the replies, you will see that Canvas generates an anonymous username as well as an anonymous avatar for every student who chooses to be anonymous. If we go further into this thread, I gave an example of a student who chose to have their identity shown, In this case, their name and their profile picture will be visible to everybody within this course. Regardless of your anonymous setting, the instructor will always be visible so that students know that the instructor is responding. And if the students choose to be anonymous, in the case of the partial threads, the entire class, including the instructor and any other students, will not know the identity of the poster, creating a genuine, anonymous experience within Canvas discussions. The fully anonymous discussion boards are the same as the partially anonymous discussions, except students will have no option to show their identity whatsoever.